Attention Bears fans, something is brewing in Chicago and it could reshape this defense overnight. The Monsters of the Midway have fought their way back to relevance, scraping out 2 straight wins and clawing to a 3-2 record. It hasn't been pretty, but it's been gritty, exactly the kind of football that defines this city. Still, as the trade deadline approaches, there's one undeniable truth hanging over Hollis Hall. This team isn't quite complete. The offense is finding its rhythm. The young quarterback is learning fast, but the defense, especially against the run, is leaking yards and momentum. A fix is needed, and one name stands out above the rest. Make sure to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Calais Campbell, that's the name Bears fans are starting to whisper about. The 7-time Pro Bowler, a living legend of the trenches, could be the answer to Chicago's biggest problem. And here's where everything changes. At 39 years old, Campbell is still producing like a player 10 years younger. In his 18th NFL season with the Arizona Cardinals, he's racked up 9 quarterback hits, 4 tackles for loss, and 3 sacks through 6 games. He's not just surviving, he's thriving. And with Arizona's season spiraling, the time might be perfect for the Bears to make their move. Let's be real, this Bears defense has heart, but right now, it's missing bite. Through 6 weeks, they're allowing 156 rushing yards per game, second worst in the league. Opponents are running through gaps, controlling the clock, and keeping Caleb Williams on the sideline. That's not sustainable for a team dreaming of playoff football. Adding a player like Campbell would change the tone instantly. He's the kind of presence who not only clogs lanes and collapses pockets, but also commands respect in the locker room. This isn't just about numbers, it's about identity. The Bears want to play physical, disciplined football, but without a true anchor up front, they're constantly reacting instead of dictating. Campbell's arrival would flip that script. Even at his age, he's posting a 71+ PFF grade for the 15th straight season, consistency that borders on historic. The man's been doing it since before some of his current teammates were in high school, and he's still setting the tone. Financially, the fit makes too much sense to ignore. Campbell's on a 1-year, $5.5 million deal, no long-term risk, no massive cap hit. A mid-round pick, maybe even a day 3 selection, could be enough to land him. For a team that's finally starting to believe, that's a bargain worth every penny. It's the kind of veteran move that transforms a locker room, the same way the Bears once brought in players like Julius Peppers and Akiem Hicks to stabilize a defense. Campbell could be that guy again. The question now is simple. Will Chicago pull the trigger before someone else does? Inside Hollis Hall, everyone knows what's at stake. The Bears are no longer in rebuild mode, they're in prove-it mode. 2 one-point victories have given this roster belief, but the holes are obvious. If general manager Ryan Poles truly wants to show this city that Chicago football is back, this is the move that sends the message. Adding Calais Campbell isn't just about stats or pressure percentages, it's about leadership, tone, and urgency. Campbell has built a career out of being the adult in the room. In Arizona, he's been the mentor for a young, rebuilding defense. Before that, in Jacksonville and Baltimore, he was the glue, the steady force who elevated everyone around him. That's exactly what Chicago's young front 7 needs right now. With players like Gervon Dexter and Zach Pickens still developing, a veteran like Campbell could accelerate their growth while immediately improving production. He's the rare kind of player who changes a culture overnight. The Bears' defensive issues are clear: soft against the run, inconsistent in pass rush, and too often losing at the point of attack. Through 5 games, they've logged just 8 sacks, tied for 3rd fewest in the NFL. That's not going to cut it in a division that features quarterbacks like Jared Goff and Jordan Love. Campbell, with his 6'8" frame and freakish wingspan, remains a problem for offensive lines. Even when he doesn't get the sack, he disrupts timing, clogs throwing lanes, and sets the edge against the run. And it's not like this would break the bank. His contract ends after this season, giving the Bears flexibility. If he performs, he could be brought back on a year-to-year basis, a bridge between the veteran past and the youth-driven future. If not, there's no long-term cost. For a team sitting above .500 and finally sniffing contention, it's the kind of calculated risk great franchises make. Meanwhile, Arizona's situation all but invites this move. The Cardinals' promising start has evaporated, and their focus has shifted toward developing young players. Trading Campbell clears space and snaps for that growth, while giving him one last shot at meaningful football in a city that still reveres defensive greatness. It's a win-win. For Chicago, the timing is perfect. Caleb Williams and D'Andre Swift are starting to find rhythm on offense, and the locker room is buying in. But if the defense doesn't stiffen up, that progress could evaporate fast. Adding Campbell could be the emotional and physical boost that turns close games into statement wins. The next few weeks will define this team's direction: buyer or bystander, contender or pretender. The opportunity is right there. So Bears fans, what do you think? Should Chicago go after Calais Campbell before the deadline? Would adding the veteran enforcer finally give this defense the edge it needs? Your opinion matters. Drop it below and join the conversation. Don't forget to subscribe for daily NFL updates. Bear down.